Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, number 338. The podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. As always, it's the Nerdy Chick. I'm here to host the show along with my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, man?
Welcome to the weird and wonderful world of the Nerdcores.
The weird and wonderful world of the Nerdcore. Oh, it's
especially with what we got to talk about today.
It's about to get even weirder, my friend. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You can tell this is your pick.
Yeah. So we are going to continue our month here with Cult Film Month, or Cult Month, as Brad calls it.
Cult Month. Join my cult.
So you're saying this is a cult? So
drink blood, have orgies.
We're continuing on with this, and we're discussing today David Lynch's directorial debut, Eraserhead, feature debut, Eraserhead. And we're gonna talk about that, but first I want to find out, how you doing, Brad?
I'm doing better after having a day from watching that movie.
I'm just like minutes after watching this movie.
Yeah, so you're still kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of like physically cringing in my body. That's the thing.
I mean, this is definitely something.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, man. I don't know who just went live, but I just got the notification from my Twitch. But I went over to Target today. I wanted to get underwear, but that didn't work out. I checked out the Funko Pops, and there's nothing remotely interesting. Motherfuckers cleared that shit out during quarantine, bro.
Yeah, I found so Hobby Lobby. I strolled into there, and I found a Vegeta training.
Oh wow, really?
So it looks pretty cool. He's like all orange and shit. He's got like bandages wrapped around him. So it's pretty cool.
I did find an R2 exclusive for Target. That's like, I think it's like from it looks like the movie model of it. It's really odd. It's really cool. I like it a lot, and I wanted to pick it up, but got to be smart with my money right now. But yeah, dude, it's been So last night I watched Alien. Today I watched Eraserhead. So that's 2 movies up on there that I've watched already. And tonight I'm watching Tiger Tail. Tonight I'm gonna watch Tiger Tail before I go to bed, and then I'm gonna watch 5 centimeters per second tomorrow, because that's the next movie for Cinema Condition. We're doing 5 centimeters per second from Makoto Shinkai. So we're gonna be doing Eraserhead today. I don't know if this is a good question to ask, but did you watch anything before today?
No, because I was at work. So
okay, yeah. I don't know if last night you decided to watch something, or
no. Well, I don't think so. Did I post anything? If I didn't post it, I didn't watch anything.
I don't think so. Yeah, I did notify you that you were missing your Miyazaki movies.
I don't know how the fuck I missed that, but
yeah.
I'll add those, because that's what, four movies, five movies with
6 actually. Did you watch Whisper of the Heart?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, so then it's 5. For me, it was 6.
Because Whisper of the Heart isn't a Miyazaki movie. Probably.
Written by Miyazaki.
Written, yes.
Not directed.
Although we could have done Lupin the Third's Castle of Cagliostro. That was by Miyazaki.
Yeah. Well, look. Either way, we got the stuff done, and we got put it. I was like, I was looking through your list. I said, he doesn't have his Miyazaki picks in there. The Miyazaki movies in there, which is really odd. And yeah,
I must have missed that on the transfer over, because probably what happened is I fucked up my Twitter right during Miyazaki month.
Putting stuff after Miyazaki.
Yeah.
During Miyazaki month. Understandable.
I'll fix that tonight though.
Sure. You'll still be at like 70 or something, right? Like 70 something.
I'll probably find something to watch tonight. Maybe another Russell Crowe movie.
Yeah.
I want to watch A Beautiful Mind. That's actually one I haven't seen.
Ridley Scott movie?
Another one. Ridley Scott does everything.
Does everything.
That's what I'm figuring.
That's what I want to do, man. I want to be Ridley Scott. Just do whatever
I
I
think
want.
everybody wants to be Ridley Scott and be like, I just make good movies.
I just
And
make
if they're
whatever.
not good, fuck it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And yeah, dude, what's it called? It's been pretty fun right now. We're live for the patrons only, and for you all who are listening to this on the actual Tuesday, then this is up for the public. And yeah, it's a lot of fun when we get to do this for the patrons first. Nobody's watching right now, but I mean that's kind of what we get for having a late recording time. But it's what works for both of us at the moment. And yeah, oh well, but I mean it's up for them early. So
I mean, everybody's watching other Twitch streamers right now, which is totally fine. Go watch
yeah,
our friend Shane.
yeah, I recommend you all don't even watch us, man.
I mean, go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like 5 of you just show up and then leave.
Then leave. Yeah, then leave. All right. Well, either way, I think we've been bouncing around the review. We need to go ahead and get into this. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Eraserhead. If you have not watched Eraserhead, then can I be honest? Even us spoiling won't even really spoil what this movie is. I think that you hearing what this movie has won't even get you prepared for how it is.
So I just got to bring this up. So I was live tweeting when I was watching this. I didn't realize Raul had never seen this movie.
So look, I watched clips. So I guess some background. This is a cult movie because it's the first one of Lynch, and Lynch really is a cult director. He really, starts off with a bang, like, kind of making an absurdist film. And then he kind of starts garnering attention with stuff like, Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks, Wildfire, Walk With Me, Mulholland Drive. And you got all these movies that like kind of solidify what, the Lynchian style is. So I had always heard about this movie. I've always been recommended this movie. They're like, you're in film school, you got to watch Eraserhead. Watch Eraserhead. Especially me, my taste, Brad.
Yeah, this is kind of up there. Kind of. Yeah. Not all the way up there, though.
No, not all the way up there. But yeah. So
this would be something I think Aiden would watch.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think you're wrong there. And I was constantly recommended it, so I was like, okay, let's finally put our money where our mouths are, and let's finally watch this. And what is a better time to watch it than for the podcast, right?
I mean, that's kind of how I was feeling about Clerks, too.
All right. So, your spoiler warning will be in effect in a bit. So, if you have not watched it, if you do care about spoilers, stop listening or watching. If you don't care about spoilers, then, just...
I mean, this one's difficult to spoil, but sure.
Excuse me. Your spoiler warning is effective in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me go ahead and introduce you guys to Eraserhead. Or how I like to call it.
What the fuck?
Or how I like to call it. I didn't get to fuck my neighbor, so I killed my kid instead. Eraserhead is a 1977 American experimental body horror film written, directed, produced, and edited by David Lynch. The film's score and sound design were also helmed by Lynch, with pieces by a variety of other musicians also featured. Shot in black and white, Eraserhead is Lynch's first feature-length effort following several short films. Starring Jack Nance, Charlotte Stewart, Jean Bates, Judith Ann Roberts, Laurel Neer, and Jack Fisk. It tells the story of a man who is left to care for his grossly deformed child in a desolate industrial landscape. Eraserhead was produced with the assistance of the American Film Institute during Lynch's time studying there. The film, nonetheless, spent several years in principal photography because of funding difficulties. Of course, donations from Fisk and his wife, Sissy Spacek, kept production afloat. It was shot on several locations owned by the AFI in California, featuring Greystone Mansion and a set of disused stables in which Lynch lived. Wow. Okay. Lynch and sound design Alan Splett spent a year working on the film's audio after their studio was soundproofed. The soundtrack features organ music by Fats Waller and includes the song In Heaven, written for the film by Peter Ivers. Initially opening to small audiences and little interest, Eraserhead gained popularity over several long runs as a midnight movie. I will let you guys know what a midnight movie is in a bit. Since its release, the film has earned positive reviews. The surrealist imagery and sexual undercurrents have been seen as key thematic elements under the intricate sound design as its technical highlight. In 2004, the film was preserved in the National Film Registry by the United States Library of Congress as culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Those are two movies now that have been preserved by the Library of Congress that we reviewed so far.
Mm-hmm. All in Cult Month.
Hold on, Cult Month. That's got to tell you something, right? Midnight movie is rooted. The practice emerged in the 1950s of local television stations around the United States airing low-budget genre films at late-night programming. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of what it is.
So it aired on TV in the middle of the night. So it's basically one of those infomercials that try to get you to buy like Girls Gone Wild.
A lot of experience with that, or what, Brad?
Titties.
I want to see the budget for this. Oh, there's no budget. Damn it, I can't see the budget here. But yeah,
I mean, box office made $7 million.
I mean, if he was getting donations, the budget had to be a little bit smaller than expected. But I mean, look, let's just go ahead and get into this.
Are we just gonna go over the fact that he lived in a stable?
Yeah, he lives in a stable. What the hell, man?
That is starving for your art right there. To live in a disused horse stable.
That's crazy, though.
It is David Lynch. I mean, did you not watch the movie?
Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm a fan of Lynch. I'm a big fan of the man. I think that he is definitely influenced by the films that he saw at his time, from like Maya Deren and all those wonderful film directors that he's so inspired by. This movie, I haven't had a experience like this in a very long time. I am completely shook to my core. I kind of understand why Gaspar Noé said when he first saw this movie, it changed his life forever. Because this movie it's fascinating, it's disgusting, it's everything that kind of encompasses cinema in a bit. It has its moments of like really pure beauty, like in the way the shots are put together. And then it has its like very disgusting moments where I'm like, what the hell is going on? But then you have that exquisite sound design that is so beautiful. And you just like, wow, I can't believe he did this all on his own with his other crew. And this is like, this is truly the masterclass of experimental cinema.
I can definitely appreciate it for sure.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. The only other Lynch film we've reviewed on here was Mulholland Drive, and I absolutely hated that film. Like, I despised that film because it was a pilot for a 90210 project where at the end he decided to make it into a movie because he couldn't sell it as a pilot. So I was totally disinterested in that film. This film, however, he goes into it wanting to make a film. And this is what we saw in those last like 20 minutes of Mulholland Drive. We saw throughout this whole film. The cinematography, the shots, the acting. Like, it's all there. Is this movie fucking weird? Fuck yeah, it is. Yeah. It is absolutely one of the weirdest movies I've ever had the pleasure of watching. But I really do think this is like, I'm surprised like high schools and Christian schools didn't show this for sex ed and being like, this is what happens when you have sex before marriage. Were you getting any of those like kind of items of like, this could totally be an abstinence film?
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of talk on the themes. This could definitely be like, abstinence propaganda to me.
It's really what I really felt like, but I don't think David Lynch would make some. It's just how it kind of came across.
But also, it kind of comes across because the whole Henry to me, he enjoys sex. He loves it. He just doesn't enjoy the what's it called, the consequences of sex.
I mean that's why he, and it really took me a while to figure out what the fuck those not the baby, like I understood what the baby was, it was a deformed baby, but like the other stuff, the giant stuff that he threw against the wall, it took me a long time to figure out that was sperm.
Yeah, sperm. Yeah, spermish creatures. It's that's yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and this really comes across like an absence movie, like something they would show to scare the living bejesus out of kids so they don't have sex.
Yeah, and there's a lot of so this is true. I truly see where some of the stuff that we saw in Mulholland Drive comes into play. The music, the whole, the musical numbers, like, in Heaven, and this one, Llorando in Mulholland Drive. Also, those weird instances of just like, how the house was so ominous in Mulholland Drive. You get that from the.
You get that through this whole area, which I read up a little bit, and he wanted to show, because he grew up in Philadelphia apparently. So he wanted to show kind of all the factories and the waste and all that. Because I guess he just wanted to show like what he hated about the city.
Yeah. And hold on. I want to read the themes and analysis portion of the Wikipedia article, because I think it's going to bring up a pretty cool conversation here. But let me go ahead and get into this part right here. Eraserhead's. Oh, sorry, hold on. Oh, gotta take out something from mine. Eraserhead's sound design has been considered one of its defining elements. Although the film features several hallmark visuals, the deformed infant and the sprawling industrial setting, these are matched by their accompanying sounds as the incessant mewing and evocative aural landscape are paired with these respectively. The film features several constant industrial sounds, providing low-level background noise in every scene. This fosters a threatening and unnerving atmosphere, which has been imitated in works such as David Fincher's 1995 thriller Seven and the Coen brothers' 1991 drama Barton Fink. I'm sorry. The constant low-level noise has been perceived by James Wierzbicki in his book Music, Sound, and Filmmakers, Sonic Style in Cinema as perhaps a product of Henry Spencer's imagination. And the soundtrack has been described as ruthlessly negligent. Oh, I clicked on a picture here of the difference between dream and reality. The film also begins a trend of within Lynch's work of relating diegetic music to dreams, as when the Lady of the Radiator sings in Heaven during Spencer's extended dream sequence. This is also present in episode 2 of Twin Peaks, in which music carries over from a character's dream to waking thoughts, and in 1986's Blue Velvet, in which a similar focus is given to Rory Orbison's In Dreams. What's it called? We are 100% known to this already. Lynch is obsessed with dreams.
Yeah, and he goes back and forth between reality and dreams, and makes it to the point where you can't necessarily distinguish between the two.
Yeah, he's obsessed with dreams. He's obsessed with the subconscious. So let me go ahead and get into these other parts here. The film has also been noted for its strong sexual themes. Opening with an image of conception, the film portrays Henry Spencer as a character who is terrified of, but fascinated by sex. The recurring images of sperm-like creatures, including the child, are a constant presence during the film's sex scenes. The apparent girl next door appeal of the Lady in the Radiator is abandoned during her musical number as she begins to violently smash Spencer's sperm creatures and aggressively meets his gaze. In his book, The Monster Show, A Cultural History of Horror, David J. Scowl describes the film as depicting human reproduction as a desolate freak show, an occupation fit only for the damned. Scowl also posits a different characterization of the Lady in the Radiator, casting her as a desperately eager for an unseen audience's approval. In his book, David Lynch Decoded, Mark Allen Stewart proposes the lady in the radiator is in fact Spencer's subconscious, a manifestation of his own urge to kill his child, who embraces him after he does so, as if to reassure him that he has done right. As a character, Spencer has been seen as a everyman figure, his blank expression and plain dress, keeping him a simple archetype. Spencer displays a pacifistic and fatalistic inactivity throughout the film, simply allowing events to unfold around him without taking control. The passive behavior it culminates in his sole act of instigation at the film's climax. His apparent act of infanticide, infanticide is driven by the domineering and controlling influences that beset him. Spencer's passivity has also been seen by film critics Colin Odell and Michel LeBlanc as a precursor to Lynch's 1983 to 92 comic strip The Angriest Dog in the World. All right. I can agree. I think I really do agree that the lady in the radiator is his subconscious. I agree with that.
I can't argue with that. I'm not positive on what
but
it makes sense that she would be the one to embrace him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, anybody else, they're not going to embrace him for killing his own child.
Yeah. But I mean, even if we were going a little bit deeper, what's it called? You have the ego, the id, and the super ego. If we're going into the
God.
Freudian, right?
We're going to psychology
We're going into the Freudian level here. So,
so you want to fuck your what?
No. Hold on. The ego is where those subconscious thoughts those desires live that you have no, what's it called? You don't want to pull them out. If the ego is the woman in the radiator, is the id the woman next door who he wants to have sex with?
I mean, this is getting above my pay grade. Take a shot.
I don't know why I'm coughing today. I promise it's not corona.
I mean, after watching Eraserhead, I don't blame you.
I do kind of have a sick feeling in my stomach.
It's just a bit. Although, I mean, we were all wondering what was under the swaddles of that kid, technically. Yeah. So I don't blame him for cutting them open, because I don't know if he even thought like it just spread open, but then he stabbed it. So, there's the issue right there.
Yeah. So yeah, going back, so I think the super ego would be Henry, because he is what society has taught him. He's supposed to take care of the child. He's supposed to not want to kill it. He's supposed to make sure that
he's supposed to marry the girl. It's basically everything that society dictates you be when you become an adult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting, man. It's this is a movie that I think takes multiple rewatches to really grasp its theme. But even then, like I said, I have watched Mulholland Drive, I believe, 4 times or 3. I can't remember anymore at this point. I think it's 4 or 5. 3, 4, or 5. And I still cannot grasp a certain theme that is going through that whole movie. And I think that Lynch does that on purpose.
Probably. He leaves it ambiguous.
He's ambiguous.
I still think this movie is far easier to grasp than what Bergman put out in Persona. Definitely easier to grasp than that. Definitely easier to grasp than some of Tarkovsky's elements. So, which could be this is Lynch's debut, so he didn't really have the time or know how to make it even more ambiguous. So we'd be sitting here going, I don't know what to fucking talk about.
But I want to say, after watching this and having watched films like The Lighthouse, I can understand why people said that The Lighthouse was a Lynchian Kubrick, a Lynch, Kubrick, Tarkovsky hybrid type of film that was blending so many different elements, because this is and come on, you can tell by the name of the company that Lynch owns, Absurda. This is absurdism. This is 100% absurdism mixed with surrealism. And I can't wait for you to watch more of these type of films because I want to see every single live tweet because that was some of the most fun I was having. I was like, God, I should just recommend him more surrealist films. Like I should get him to watch Luis Buñuel
Do
because
you want me? Do you want me to read some of them?
sure.
All right. So I start off with saying you have weird fucking movie choices. This man is very patient with the elevator. Also, why is this woman across the hall taking his messages? Like that one, I couldn't figure out. Like, how did she have his messages? Which makes sense if you think she's in his subconscious of some sort.
Yeah. Or also the mom trying to get it on with him. You know.
Yeah. And then the his wife / girlfriend having a seizure.
Yeah.
And the mom brushing the hair was weird. And then
the grandma making the.
No. Grandma wasn't making that. The grandma was holding it. Grandma was a fucking side table. Grandma didn't move. I don't think grandma blinked.
The dad complained about the arm that literally has no feeling anymore.
And then he just smiles there for 5 minutes at Henry going, do you want to cut the chicken?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is some small fucking chicken. And then the chicken starts to bleed. And that's totally, that's totally getting into more of this whole kind of the sexual intercourse part of it. I think Lynch is talking about.
Yeah, because then the mom starts kind of like really acting out odd, but in a very seductive way.
Did you see my post on that? I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, that was I'll have what she's having 100%. And yeah, it's just this movie has so many layers to just dissect, and it's hard for me to like really pull every single part of it out because like the sound design is such a huge part of it as well because like those industrial sounds just kind of overtake you and you kind of left there like God, just stop it and it's being accompanied by some of these odd images. And
I mean, do you want to know where Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails got their whole
style
musical take?
Yep. From Lynch 100%. I will say though, I did like In Heaven. The song it's stuck in my head right now.
It's catchy as fuck. It's just I don't understand like the smushed cheeks. I mean, which everything in this is not one of my stylistic choices, but it works because let's face it, he's got weekend hair up to like the fucking sky. The baby looks like a deformed giraffe.
Yeah.
The girl is totally insane. You take care of the baby.
Yeah. And I guess I mean like, so you're saying that he lived in Pennsylvania and the industrial part was just how much he hated that city. And like if one message is trying to go through my head right now, I feel like Lynch is trying to say like he's kind of glad he left Philadelphia and he didn't end up like having a kid there because he'd be a stagnant everyday man who wouldn't really be making movies. He'd be taking care of his kid and working at an industrial plant. And him kind of like acting and Henry kind of acting on the subconscious and killing the child is kind of his way of setting himself free in a way because he's being, kind of caressed and being, what's it called, hugged by his subconscious in a sense as well. It's kind of an interesting, take on that, but I need to watch this more. I'm not watching this again this week. I don't think I'll watch it again this month. Give me like 2 more months.
Maybe not this year.
Yeah, this is one like The Shining. I think it's a once a year type of deal.
I will say if you want to break it to your significant other that you want to be child free, this is the movie to take them to.
Oh yeah, it's first date type of movie.
So you want to go back and not have sex? Yeah, let's not have sex.
Yeah, so maybe what are we watching? Oh, I'm putting you on something really cool called Eraserhead. What's that? Let's go ahead and find out. It's all right. Don't worry. You make sure to bring condoms, right?
Are you on the pill? Please tell me you're on the pill. You got Plan B?
Oh God, man, this was something.
This is a weird one, but at the same time, at least I could follow it.
Yeah. in like, it's not to say that you can't follow Persona, you can't follow what's it
I just
called?
need to rewatch Persona like 5 times to figure out the underlying themes in that fucking movie.
Or like you can't. It's not like you can't grasp the mirror. It's just it's hard. This one seems to kind of present its message really far from you, and you seem to grasp at it a bit. With those movies, the message is like 12 football fields away from you, and you're really hard to grasp it. It's just really, really hard to.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm not going to say an Ed Wood movie because I think that would be a disservice to Lynch in this, because this was actually a very well shot, very well acted film that, you know, it definitely takes on topics that are scary in their own right, and that's why I think it's considered a cult horror film.
Yeah, this is true horror. This is no jump scares, no nothing. This is real.
This is some mental kind of gymnastic horror going on.
This is 100% body horror. This is like yeah, I can see how this influenced directors like, you know, probably Cronenberg, Gaspar Noé, and all those directors who kind of really focus on the body and really the ugly parts of the body and stuff like that. So
I mean, I can see like Nolan getting some inspiration for this too, like The Machinist, or is it Machinist, or what is it?
Well, Nolan didn't do The Machinist.
I thought he did The Machinist.
No, that was I can't remember his name. I was also convinced.
I'm just making shit up.
Yeah, I'm just making shit up. No, Machinist was done by Paul something. I remember his name. Oh no, Brad. It was done by Brad Anderson. Brad, you made a movie?
No, that ain't me.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I thought that was Nolan. Shit.
Nah, yeah.
Nolan made Memento. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Memento, yeah. Well, yeah, kind of parts of Memento, just the whole dreams aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know. Lynch isn't just a filmmaker. The man's a philosopher in the way that he just kind of like tackles a lot of these subjects. I'm gonna go ahead and give Eraserhead a 9 out of 10. I can't give this a 10. I can't call it a masterpiece yet. I need to rewatch this.
Yeah, definitely worth rewatch before you go do
but
that.
This is something else. This is like, it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
I mean, I'm right up there with you. Like, even though it's not my favorite movie to watch, you know, it's definitely it's not a Morris Perros like hateful, but it's up there as being just fucking weird.
Yeah, at least you can appreciate, right?
But I can appreciate the directing, the acting, the cinematography, everything. It's just a really weird movie to get through. But I think it also helps that it's only an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that's all he needs.
That's all you need. That if you're gonna make something like this, make sure you make it 90 minutes.
That's all you need. I don't need a Tarkovsky 3-hour fucking movie.
Well, The Mirror isn't 3 hours. I believe The Mirror is like an hour and 40.
He's got a 3-hour movie in there somewhere though.
Well, yeah, you know, Stalker is really close to that.
I like Stalker though. Stalker was cool.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, like, you know, The Mirror, the Mirror is the one that gets close to this. An hour and 48. The Mirror is an hour and 48. It feels like a 3 hour.
It feels like forever. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about because I can't even remember the fucking movie. So, thanks, Aiden.
I just remember burning houses.
Burning houses, about it. I'll stand right next to you and give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's very deserving. It might even be a perfect movie, but like you said, I think it deserves more rewatches before you go ahead and like state that.
Yeah. It needs to take time to sit. It needs to take time to be rewatched and actually thought of, because it's really one that I don't think I'm going to stop thinking about this. It's going to be hard for me to stop thinking about this. But all right, yeah, that's that, man. And I'm glad I'm going to watch Tiger Tail next, even though
something a bit normal.
Something a bit normal, because Alien, you know, Alien is. We're gonna talk about Alien next, and for the mini pod. And Alien is really scary. I forgot how scary that thing is.
Yeah, with the chest bursting and just the whole the mother alien, like, ugh.
Yeah,
the xenomorph, I think it's called.
Yep. So with that being said, it's been a lot of fun here, man. but we've reached the end. It's been fun. As always, we got to thank Patreon supporters. Excuse me. Of course, Cassie and Sarah are our associate producers. Excuse me. Wow.
3 shots.
Let me go ahead and take a drink.
I'm still trying to figure out how water causes you to burp.
No, I don't know. I did eat before this, by the way. So it might be that, or acid reflux, right? Probably. Cassie and Sarah are associate producers. We have Grayson Barker 98, who is our OG executive producer, first producer ever, actually. You can follow him at Grayson Barker 98 on Instagram, Warlord One Bar on Twitter, and also our other executive producer at the $15 tier is Mr. Shane SRRKK. Brad, where can you find him?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/SRRKK or at SRRKK Twitch on Twitter.
Cool. And then we have Brown Rise 1996 on Twitter and Instagram.
That's my boo.
$25 tier members. We love them so much as well. And then our last one is Real Nerdy Dad, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
We're going to be doing Good Old Fashioned Orgy this week. We're going to be reviewing that. So that's going to be fun.
Review or real life?
Well, review, my friend. Review, my friend.
Nobody wants to go in that pool anymore.
Nobody wants to have fun anymore. But yeah, that's been that. And as always, nerdcore.com. Nerdcore.com for written content. And you can find everything about us there. Everything about us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure that you follow our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/nerdcore. Make sure you're leaving rates and reviews on our podcast feed on Apple Podcasts. And please respond to my Twitter poll. I want to know if it would be confusing for you guys if we changed the feed name to the Nerdcore Podcast Network. So that way my damn titles aren't getting cut off anymore. Because I'm getting real tired of that. Because you know how hard it is to see live show number 29? It's like, no, it's called the Nerdcore live show. All right? Yeah. And sometimes they even have like the ladies, what's it called? The ladies of, and that's it.
That's it. The ladies of what? The ladies of what?
Ladies of what, man? Yeah. But with that being said, let's go ahead and say goodbye to them. Brad, send them out.
All right, Roll. Anybody knows as always. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to all those who listen on YouTube and Twitch. Well, actually watch on YouTube and Twitch and listen on any podcast platform you can find us. Anyways, thank you guys. And I guess to end this episode, I'll just say, wrap it up. Young Yoda out.